Hello. I didn't know I spoke techno. Hello. This is not the mic that the guy was licking in the age panel, is it? I hope to God it's not. I'll give this one to Joel. Let me switch. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming out at 9:30 on a goddamn Sunday to the Red versus Blue panel. Wow. Very energetic. You guys sound exactly like I don't feel today. So, hey, we're going to be talking about Red vs. Blue, a little bit about the history of Red vs. Blue, Red vs. Blue Season 11. Some of our panelists are down in the street throwing about 1 billion water balloons at Gavin and Dan right now, so you join us a little late, but I wanted to introduce our panelists. First is Mr. Miles Luna. Hello, Miles. Then we have the voice of Agent Washington and a fellow Catbug fan, Mr. Shannon McCormick. My name is Bernie Burns. I play the voice of Church/Epsilon/Lopez/ whatever other character I can write for myself. And last but not least, the second most popular character in Red vs. Blue. The voice of the lovable private caboose, Mr. Joel Heyman.
Am I there? 9:30 in the morning. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Joel was backstage after Bernie gave the 9:30 joke going, man, my first joke is gone.
I didn't actually know that 9:30 existed on Sundays.
Well, how you guys doing? Yay! Thank you so much for coming out. We're going to talk about RVB history. We're going to show a little something, had a schedule, and then we'll talk about some other bullshit. It'll be cool.
Yeah, it was very important backstage to work out the seating order. I specifically said, Shannon, you have to sit between me and Miles, otherwise people will get cross-eyed. I still don't see it. You don't see it? I can't wear plaid anymore because of you, asshole.
You're almost like you're 2 burritos away from being exactly.
How dare you? How dare you? This is at least a 4 burrito body, you motherfucker.
Feeling a little uncomfortable right now.
Don't worry, Shannon. A couple more seasons, you'll learn to hate us too.
Okay.
It's a very loving
I'm
relationship.
in the slow roll plan.
Shannon had a full head of hair before he met us.
It's true. It was an afro, actually. It was gigantic.
I don't know if many of you know this. Shannon is a very prolific actor. He does voice acting for a lot of video games as well. What was it you played in the DC game?
So I play Captain Marvel, a.k.a. Shazam. I think they have to call him Shazam all the time now, even though his original name was Captain Marvel because of Marvel Comics. It's like a 70-year lawsuit that DC finally lost.
And they're suing you?
No. So I'm Shazam, and I'm the Riddler, and I'm Arkillo, who's a big space alien in the... Yeah, Sinestro Corps. Somebody's a Yellow Lantern fan back there. The one person in the universe who's like, yeah, Yellow Lanterns.
And then be up at 9:30 on a Sunday.
And then I'm a character I'm really excited about, but it doesn't come out until September that I can't tell people about, unfortunately.
There's a new comic book character coming out.
There's a comic book character that has part of the DC universe that has never been given any kind of treatment in a video game before.
Well, stop talking. That's way more
You're
interesting than anything we're going to show.
Okay, all right.
Is it Batman?
It's Batman.
Are you Batman?
It's well-adjusted Batman. He's just nice. You know?
He's just man. That's it. But I was going to say is that one of the first things I saw Shannon in is that he does a cameo in. I shouldn't say cameo. It's a bit part. Is that fair to say?
It's a featured role, featured extra. I don't know what they call it exactly.
Wouldn't want to get the credit wrong. In one of our favorite shows, Breaking Bad. Hey, it's Monty Ohm, everybody.
Monty
Ohm.
Hey.
Looking stylish as
I,
ever.
man, I thought everybody was chanting for Breaking Bad for a second.
Yeah.
Now it's
You guys really like that show.
The writing's excellent.
Now it's Monty.
Yay, featured role number
Character
2.
growth.
Now, Monty, what part in Breaking Bad did you have?
The late part.
Monty, you may remember Monty plays the voice of Sarge. So welcome, Monty, to the panel. But yeah, so it was really strange to see Shannon for the first time on screen with a full head of hair in that part. He plays a meth dealer who has more hair than you. That's
Yes.
interesting.
Yeah, fun fact about that was it wasn't actually a full head of hair. It was a hat with little strands attached inside the hat. So it looked like it had a lot of hair, but it was like 6 inches of hair.
I'm
don't
gonna
even
need one of
imagine.
those hats in a couple of years, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so we thought it'd be fun to start with the history of Red versus Blue and talk a little bit about that, and then talk about where we are today. And this group of panelists, at least, is great for that because it started all the way back from, essentially the first weekend was just me. I was trying to explain to my friends Jeff and Gus what I wanted to do, that I wanted to make this show that was about characters in a video game, but wasn't about the video game, and didn't actually use footage from the video game. We were just gonna like run around in multiplayer. It made no sense to anybody at all, so I said, here, I pointed a mic in their faces, you say this. Okay, now you say this. Now you call him an asshole. Now you call him an idiot. And then went home and chopped it up. We actually have online, we have that first recording session from when we did it in Jeff's living room. And went home, machinimated for a whole weekend. Then put out the first episode of Red vs. Blue, which was technically the trailer. Featured Griffin Simmons at the very, very end of the trailer as the first characters. They actually still had their guns up in the air because we didn't know how to lower them at that time. And it was crazy. From when we put the first episode up online, it took off like a rocket. I said the popularity of Red vs. Blue was a lot like falling up a cliff. We put up the first episode on April 1st, 2003. We had about 3,000 views on the first episode in the first week. And then it got linked on big sites at the time. One was Fark, another one was Slashdot, and the other one was our good friends at pennyarcade.com. Linked it. They all linked it in one day. And I was working at a tech company with Gus and Jeff, and we were just using the bandwidth at the company to serve the videos because there was no YouTube back then. This predates all that stuff. It even, at this point, predates the existence of Rooster Teeth as a company. And once those sites linked the video, I remember there was a little computer in the corner of my office, and it didn't have a monitor on it. So I had to disconnect my monitor from my computer, connect it to this thing, set this thing up to serve the video file, then disconnect the monitor and go back to work for the day. And there was a little red hard drive light that would go blink, blink, blink whenever somebody accessed the video. About 2 hours later, the chief technology officer for the company is in my doorway, a guy named George. And he goes, what? And I go, George, what's wrong? He talked like Joel. He's like, he goes, what's the problem, George? What's going on? He goes, the entire bandwidth in the whole company is pegged. Nobody in the company can go anywhere. And all I know is we've got it narrowed down to one of the ports in your office, one of the network ports. I'm like, what? And I was just like a minute ago going, why the fuck is the internet so slow?
And that was the day that the first virus was born.
But we beat the aliens. So I looked
Welcome
over.
to Earth.
Yeah, welcome to Earth. So I looked over at that little machine that was previously going blink, 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 and the red hard drive light was just blink. It was like one solid red. And I went, that's weird. And I looked up at George and I said, George, I got no fucking idea. Get out of my office. And so he left, and I went like busy unplugging it, just ripping it out of the wall. And then everything was fine after that. But the video went down. It got hosted a lot of different places. Next week, we had 250,000 viewers on the following video. The following week, we had about 500,000. And by the end of the month, we were at a solid 1 million views a week on the first season episodes of Red vs. Blue. So it was a crazy, amazing experience. And if anybody was there during that time, I want to thank you. That was a crazy time to be a part of Red vs. Blue. Gonna fast forward a bunch here because I don't want to take up too much time with this. We produced 5 seasons of Red vs. Blue. We call that the first run, basically the Blood Gulch series. And then we lived in a lot of different places. The office has moved around quite a bit. We seem to outgrow every space that we've been in about 10 months. And this latest building is no exception. I think you guys are helping us outgrow this convention center. It's awesome. Thank you for showing up. This year's been fantastic. We did a kind of a rebirth of the series with my favorite season, which is Red vs. Blue Season 6 Reconstruction. And that's when Shannon McCormick joined the cast as Agent Washington. A few years later, we had seen an incredible video online called Haloid, which was Samus from Metroid fighting Master Chief from Halo. The animator of that was a gentleman by the name of Mr. Monty Ohm. We had about 5 phone calls with Monty where we tried to hire him. He still says to this day he didn't realize we were trying to hire him. We were just trying to move him to Austin and give him money, apparently.
No, I thought you were just being cool and saying what's up.
We're not cool, Monty. And then Monty went to work in video games for a couple years.
Yep, Midway and then Namco.
And then Monty and I were on a panel at Comic-Con, of all things.
Right, I remember that. We got invited to talk at a panel, and I wasn't going to go. I didn't even know what Comic-Con was at the time. I saw in the email that your name was on it, and you saw in the email that my name was on it. And that was it. I was like, well, now I got to go.
Bromance.
I like that he didn't know what Comic-Con was, but he knew who I was. That's pretty high up on the radar. Then we said, Monty, we'd love to work with you, and he had been through 2 cycles of video game development and was like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Working on something independent and cool sounds fun. He came in, breathed whole new life into the series in Season 8 with his animation, was on Red vs. Blue from Season 8 to Season 10, and now has started RWBY. And there's an enormous RWBY cosplayer walking around the background I just saw. So
I love you.
yeah. So Monty's been obviously breathed new life into the series, given it a whole new audience of people who have come to know and love Red vs. Blue, and very excited about him starting his new show, RWBY. Can't wait to see it. And Miles, this is the longest introduction ever for an individual. So Miles Luna came on in Season 10, and Miles was a rare thing at Rooster Teeth. Miles was someone who could come in and understood the voice of Red vs. Blue and the original Blood Gulch characters, which I think the relationship between those characters is the heart and soul of the show. And Miles, coming in from the outside, was a big fan of the series, was able to write to those characters, and I'm very happy to announce, we never announced this anywhere else before, that Miles Luna is the writer and director of Red vs. Blue Season 11. Thank you, Miles.
Thanks, guys. It's been fun. It's been cool.
Bernie, does it help? Bernie, do you have to look like you to work on it?
We made those jokes already.
Anybody who looks like them, you've got a shot.
Good
Yeah,
Lord.
that's what I do. I like to write characters for myself and then hire people who look just like me. Yeah, that's a really great experience to go, wow, he looks like a really young, healthy version of you, Bernie. That's,
I don't know if I'd say healthy.
I love hearing that all the time. Yeah, but Miles, it was really great. Miles took over some of the writing for the additional scenes of Season 10. The big thing that he wrote was the York, Carolina backstory.
Episode 12.
The diaries that everyone liked.
That was a thing. Good Lord. That's probably the thing I'm most proud of at the company so far is because, one, I didn't think anyone would like it. Like I presented the script to you guys and I was like, yeah, so there's not a ton of laughs in this one. It's a pretty dramatic episode, so feel free to shoot it down immediately. But they read it, they thought it was good. We wanted to kind of humanize Carolina at that point in the story because in the past, we saw her struggling with Agent Tex and all that stuff. By the way, Carolina, Jim Brown, he's right over there, as well as Yo Mary, voice of Sheila.
And Yo Mary, who plays Sheila Tank. Guys, stand up.
They are
Stand up.
awesome. What's up, ladies? I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. So yeah, at that point in the story, all of present-day Carolina was kind of a bitch. She was really, really mean. And we were just like, we need to show why she's so aggressive, why she's so cold-hearted, and we realized, well, why don't we show everything terrible that happened to her and everybody that she loved?
Miles,
that sounds like a funny episode.
Do you remember how that scene started? I looked at it from an effects side even. I was just like, we have the Halo 2 map, but we can somehow get a Halo 3 character. And I said, I remember like just the vague idea of Carolina should do something. She should go to where York died. That's all I said, and then you took it from there.
I was like, that sounds like a wonderful idea. So we got a copy of Halo 2 PC. I hung around Carrie's desk all the time and was doing machinima on that. And then every Church Carolina shot in that episode went through After Effects. We can't do a green screen for Carolina because she's green-ish, aqua, lightish blue, whatever. So we went to Epitaph, which is, the outside of it is just like a barren brown desert wasteland. So we found out that like a dark brown worked great as a green screen for her. We comped her into every one of those shots. Brian and Carrie and Gray helped out a ton with that. And that one episode took like weeks to do. And then it turned out being like 12 minutes long or something ridiculous. And when we aired the episode, I was with my girlfriend Erin at IKEA. We were getting ready to move into our new apartment. And I just kept refreshing the comments on the website. I was like, they're gonna hate it, they're gonna hate it, they're gonna hate it. And then someone just, like the first comment was, so many feels. So I was like, yeah, it worked.
Miles is a very confident person.
I just imagine sitting on a couch display at IKEA like, God damn it, please, please, please.
I had a plate of Swedish meatballs in front of me, just like, come on.
I like that also too, everyone has an internet voice. Whenever they talk about comments on the internet, they all have a voice they use. Michael's is probably my favorite. It goes, jaw, jaw, jumpa, jaw. It sounds just like Jack. Yeah, Michael imitates Jack, and yours sounds like Professor Frink from The Simpsons. There you go. Yeah, so. I think probably Miles has some stuff to show, but why don't we take some questions first? We got some mics, and when that gets super weird and awkward, we'll go show some stuff instead. How about that? How about we'll start over here, because you guys look like you know what you're doing.
I have a quick question about the history of Red vs. Blue.
Oh, after that introduction, really? Okay, go ahead, sir.
Okay, when you made the first episode, how far did you plan in the future? Like when Church died, did you know that he was an AI, or
Spoilers, dude.
or did you plan that far ahead, or like how far did you have it in your head?
I get the question a lot. I did not write 10 years of content in one weekend before I started. I will freely admit that. And so we started layering some things in, and we've always approached Red versus Blue much. Hey, Kathleen's here.
Hey, Agent Texas.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Tex always makes a late entrance to a season anyway, so.
Kathleen Zelch. What happened to your
but
voice?
very dramatic.
I'm not looking pretty, but you know, hey, it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
I love you. So how many of you guys were in the balloon fight? Anybody? Yeah, that was good. Sorry to
Man, you
interrupt.
made it up here for that. That's awesome.
I did not bring balloons.
Is that Kyle?
There we go.
Kyle Taylor,
Kyle,
come up here.
bring
Kyle's
it, brother.
the assistant director this season.
Get on up here. Are these waters?
About damn time.
He had to put his shirt on.
What a
And
shame.
Matt, who plays Sarge, should be joining us in a minute. He's probably wrapping up. down
He's
there.
wrapping up. He said he might not be able to, but he's wrapping up.
Also, he can't run. These two beat him up here, I'm sure. So I totally lost the question, but we didn't plan out 10 years. We always approach Red vs. Blue like it was very different. The first thing about that is that it's extraordinarily serial, and TV does not want serial content. Since we started Red vs. Blue, there's been some things that were serial has made a comeback, like Lost, where you have to watch previous episodes to understand what you're watching. Hollywood in general hates that. I mean, they hate any kind of serial content. The other thing that we decided to do very early on was layer in jokes that might not get paid off for 3 or 4 or 5 years sometimes. And we've had several of those along the way. I mean, Yomeri's character, Sheila/Phyllis, I mean, the Phyllis bit is like probably 6 years in the making, just like who Phyllis is and where she comes from. And that was a gag from season 3. So, no, didn't plan everything note by note, but did lay in some hooks where we could come back to earlier seasons later on.
If you think about that now, where we just started Ruby, right? And I have some ideas for like later, but we don't have it all planned out. So if we ever make it that far, people are gonna ask that same question.
We got some ideas.
We got some ideas.
We talk about. Never mind.
about stuff.
I think stuff like that is fun. Like somebody just revealed, or somebody found out they were playing Halo ODST, and there's a poster for Destiny on the wall in Halo ODST, which is kind of funny that Bungie was layering that in that far back. How about over here?
All right. Sorry, it's so awesome being here. So I kind of forgot my question, but
It happens.
what was your guys' most favorite line to record and least favorite?
My most favorite line to record was, why? And my most favorite was, wah.
Caboose has some really memorable stuff.
I have a feeling that's going to be Gavin's ringtone on Monday. We're all going to hear it over and over again. Joel loves to ad-lib, and he's fantastic at it. But there was a point in time where I was like, Joel, will you please at least just read it the way it is on the page at least one time? Just because we have to tell a story here. My favorite ad-lib of all time was that Joel's line was yes, and he ad-libbed no.
That changed all of season 7.
So, if I'm remembering correctly, it's been a while. I mean, the Wash catchphrase is the worst throw ever of all time, and we knew we wanted to make it a joke, and I don't think the of all time was appended in the original script, and so we were just kind of riffing, and Bernie was like, hey, just ad-lib a little bit, and it was just the pause. And I was just of all time, and Bernie laughing. I was like, "Oh, I think we got something here." You know, he's like, "Do that again." So we took it a couple of times, and I'm pretty sure that the little beat at the end of that line was an ad lib, and then it's turned into this crazy catchphrase.
It's so much fun in the booth with the voice actors because the evolution of the characters, so much of that has happened in the booth. Or de-evolution, Joel just said, yeah. Is like Caboose getting stupider and catatonic sometimes. And then Sarge getting more like Kentucky Fried or whatever he is now. I don't know what that is. Yeah. It's like a lot of that stuff just doesn't happen on the page. It happens in the booth.
Every time you listen to Sarge, you gain 10 calories.
I remember, I think it was season 8 or 9, and we were doing a recording in the booth, and I said to Bernie, I think that Tex would say the F word here. And Bernie's like, oh, he goes, really? You with all your good deeds, I didn't think you'd want to say that word. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's Tex. So, but anyways, one of my favorites is basically, Buenos dias, cockbites. I'm back.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, my least favorite, Matt's not here, so I'm gonna bust him a little bit. At the end of season 9, I think we were ready to go script-wise because there was a lot of animation, so it was ready to go. I had like 6 episodes that I recorded in one day, and Matt was was recording that day. And I did like a good hour and a half in the booth, including Washington's jump off of the tower and yelling, like just a lot of yelling. And that's what we end with, is yelling, because it kind of wrecks your voice. And we get done, and Matt goes to save, and we lost an hour and a half of work. It just vanished into the ether. And there was some comedy gold in there that probably would have also been a catchphrase. And then I couldn't remember it, so we did it again. And Wash sucks for the second half of season 9.
That's like the hypothetical answer. That would have been a great line if you guys had.
Oh man, you guys missed it, but Matt jerked it up.
I think the worst line for me was the first time Tex died. Blarg!
Actually, Kathleen being an action character, we have about 2 hours of Kathleen making action noises, which gets a little creepy after the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like, now punch. Huh, oh, ha, oh, oh. It's like, if she ever crosses me, I'm totally releasing that online. So.
I always wondered why they made me go on for 2 hours and never use the sounds.
Yeah, over here.
How's it going? You hear me? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is actually not a question. It is a thank you for everybody in my squadron and my unit and all of the troops that I supervise. I play Red vs. Blue in the hangar and in the squadron, and it's come to the point that I have pilots coming back from missions and they're screaming at each other after a sortie saying, "You Team Kelly fucktard! God damn it, you shot me down!" I mean, you have made such an influence in everything that I work for and I do for this country, and I want to thank you personally for that.
Thank you very much.
For your service.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
No. You see, what you do is a little more important than what we do.
Yeah. Thank you for your service and your guys.
So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, buddy.
Very much.
You're welcome.
You know, it's the only person with any military experience in the company is Jeff, and his military experience, they will not write stories about that. And so it's funny because we always get asked by people in the military, you know, did you guys serve? And it's like, no, we just understand bureaucracy. And it's like, it's really, they're in the military, but it's really bureaucracy stories and the horrible thing about dealing with people on a, like, authoritarian basis.
Like, my dad was in the Army, and my little brother was Marine, and my older brother was, my older brother was sent to Valley Forge Military Academy.
Yeah?
Which is, I don't know that that's the military, but anyway, so, like, my whole house was structured like the military, so I understand all that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And I'm in the Sinestro Corps, so...
Oh, that's right. I forgot. But my favorite thing, whenever anyone from, like, the military comes, they tell stories like yours, and one thing they say that always scares the shit out of me is that they say, we've named all the people in our platoon or our troop after characters in Red vs. Blue. We all take nicknames, like my buddy Sarge, got a buddy Church. The guy that they named Caboose always runs the biggest fucking piece of equipment. It's like, oh, my buddy Caboose.
Yeah, he's
a
in
total
charge
idiot.
of the uranium-enriched artillery rounds.
Yeah, scariest dude ever. He was in charge of long-range artillery. I was like, dude, I need to sleep at night. Do not tell me this stuff. But thank you, and thank you for your service. We can't thank you enough.
I'd be scared if I got the nickname Church, knowing his track record.
Yeah.
It'd be terrifying. It's like getting a red shirt in Star Trek.
Yeah, Miles, you can call it whenever you need to, but...
I call it. Let's go do another question before we do the video.
Hey guys, I know it's 10 in the morning, this is a little unorthodox, but I got a bottle of Republic tequila here, and I was wondering if I could trade you for your autographs.
What's... Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I
sure.
think that's a yes.
Yeah, we can make that happen. No, that can happen.
We're really shitty negotiators, by the way. Okay, what? Yeah, come on up.
All right. Whatever results in us getting the bottle of alcohol, yes.
Thank you. Republic tequila goes down smooth.
Where's the shot glasses?
This is like us winning a Grammy.
No, I want to... No. He's like, no, don't show the book. I was like...
I'm borrowing it from my hotel.
No. Oh, you stole this from your hotel?
It's a souvenir.
Sir, this is being live streamed. I just want you to know.
We got him. We got him.
Well, thank you very much for the Republic Tequila, former sponsor of the Rooster Teeth podcast, which panel will be later today.
Well, that's convenient. Cool. So, do you guys want to see tomorrow's episode of Red vs. Blue? Okay. If we could dim the lights, please. Oh, yeah, that's romantic. All right, let's do it.
Depression, loneliness, confusion, slight indigestion. Oh, Church, I miss you so much. Who's supposed to be my best friend while you are gone? Like Tucker? That guy isn't even a shade of blue. It's like an aqua. Hello? Who's there? Tucker, is that you? Agent Washington? Hello? Hello? Oh, that was just me. That was stupid. Have a nice day! Thank you too! Well, I'm a very pleasant person. Okay, me, you can cut it out now. It's getting a little silly. Hello.
Tucker, in basic training, there's a point when the drill sergeant attempts to break his or her soldiers so that they may overcome their civilian mindset and focus on the responsibility and selflessness of becoming a true soldier.
Bro, I went through basic ages ago. True soldier, standing right here.
What is the UNSC motto?
When in doubt, rub one out.
I am going to break you, Private Tucker.
Ooh, I'm shaking in my armor.
Inside this tunnel is an elaborate obstacle course designed to test both your reflexes and your mettle.
Like copper?
No, that's metal. I said metal.
Whatever.
On your mark. Get set.
This is such bullshit! Ow! Okay, I'm going! Up! Stupid fucking cones! Whoop! Jesus Christ! Oh my god, where is it coming from? Who are these people? What the fuck is going on?
Congratulations. Private, that time was adequate for a beginner.
What? I don't...
Just an adrenaline rush, Tucker. It'll wear off.
I'm...
Shaking in your armor?
Oh boy.
Hello. Caboose! Glad to see you're feeling better. I've got a little exercise for you. Inside this cave is an elaborate obstacle course designed to...
Okay, that was fun. Gotta do stuff. Don't ask any more questions. Thank you. Bye.
I think that's enough training for today.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go work on the comm tower.
Yeah.
Hey, Rumi, you got a second for me? What's up? Oh, not much. Question for you. By any chance, have you seen my toothbrush?
I don't think so.
Okay. You sure?
Yeah.
Because, I'm pretty sure I saw you with it earlier.
Dude, you're acting weird.
What? What do you mean?
I mean, clearly you're accusing me of using your toothbrush, but instead of just coming out and saying it, you're being really passive-aggressive and tiptoeing around the accusation. You did the same thing when I left the lights on, and when I put my boots on your side of the room. And I feel like there's this constant tension growing between us that's inevitably going to erupt over what would normally be considered a small issue.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be asking you about my toothbrush if I hadn't seen you with it earlier.
I used your toothbrush.
You fuck!
Dude, what's wrong with you?
What's wrong with me? What's wrong with you? You keep stacking dishes in the sink. I don't even think you've eaten off of some of them. For all I know, you're doing it because you're fucking bored.
Wait, isn't the sink just where dishes go?
No, they go in the cupboard.
We have a cupboard?
Hey, keep it down in there. I'm trying to watch my stories.
Sarge, please, tear down the wall. I can't take Griff's laziness in small spaces.
I'm sorry, Simmons, but we all have to make sacrifices. Except for me, because I'm in charge.
Hey, Simmons, this probably isn't the best time to say this, but, we're out of toilet paper.
What? How?
I don't know.
I believe you borrowed my toolbox.
What do you need a toolbox for?
Repairing the comm tower. I know you three are having fun playing house, but I'd really rather leave this place.
Playing house? Son, this is a highly... Whoops, forgot to use the door.
The toolbox.
Upstairs.
Show me.
Fine. But don't touch any of my stuff.
This place is a pigsty.
It's not a pigsty, Wash. It's a way of life.
Hey, Sarge, didn't we recover an old robot building kit from the crash?
Sure did. Makes a great footrest. I like to prop my feet up while I'm watching my stories.
Well, if we were to repurpose the robot's radio transmitter for the comm tower, we might be able to...
Simmons, I'm gonna have to stop you before your terrible plan becomes any more terrible. Fortunately, I believe we may be able to use this robot kit to build some sort of robot. Put it to work constructing a radio transmitter, and then the comm tower would be fixed in no time.
Well, don't you think it would be better if...
Not at all. Let's build a robot.
I hate them.
Are those my socks?
Yeah, but you probably don't want those back.
I hate all of them.
Thank you. So that episode will be airing tomorrow, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. So, robot building kit. That's kind of an interesting thing to have aboard a ship.
How convenient.
How strangely convenient.
I love watching whenever we have a new episode of Red vs. Blue, especially with an audience. We so rarely get to see it with an audience, and I'm sure your experience is much the same way, is that you watch it at home and, everybody says laugh out loud, but nobody ever laughs out loud, really. But it's so fun to see it with an audience, and that's why when we go to conventions and sometimes we show the entire season in one go, it's just such a blast to do. We did that with season 9 at the Alamo and everything else, so. Glad you guys like it? Was it good? Yeah? And I love talking with Miles, like when we go over scripts and all that, and it's just like, as someone who wrote Red vs. Blue for years and years and years, and I plan to go back to writing after the stuff I'm working on now. that we sit down, we have the funniest conversations of like, we had this long breakdown of Simmons the other day, how like when Simmons is discussion with Griff and Griff insults him and Simmons has a comeback, the longer the comeback is for Simmons, the more likely it is to completely fall apart, and then Griff just makes fun of him for it, you know? Like, Simmons can be very socially adept in small bursts, so it's fun to have those conversations.
It's like Settlers of Catan.
Yeah. So see, he trails off. He can't be cool for very long. How about another question over here?
How am I going to articulate this? So I noticed that Caboose's helmet is not his Mark V helmet anymore, like he's so well known for.
Miles!
It's not my fault!
And I heard that they're bringing it back with the next update for Halo 4. Are you going to write that into it, or is it just...
It's like, and you're probably going to have to like get some sort of like achievement where you have to finish everything on Legendary, you know, with the lights out, so probably not.
We'll have to wait and find out.
Yeah, we
Spoilers.
were very excited to find out that that's going to be back. The Mark V helmet will be back in Halo 4. We were sad to see it go. Yeah. Also, Carolina's helmet's gone too, so it's part of working in a closed world, is you never know what's going to change from iteration to iteration. And there's stuff in Halo 4 that's a little different than what we're used to in Halo 3 and Halo 2. Yeah. We won't point it out, though, because we don't want you to see it. We work very carefully to make it look as much like Red versus Blue has in years past. But you know, a couple years down the road, we'll probably, after Halo 5 comes out, if there is a Halo 5, that's not an announcement.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Morning.
First of all, thank you for all the countless hours of entertainment you guys have provided. It's a wonderful alternative to paying for cable every month. Yeah.
It's actually not countless.
Well, when you keep rewatching them over and over, it becomes hard to
It's
count.
21 hours. You should learn to count to 21, sir.
Okay. I discovered Red versus Blue about 9 years ago, midway through season 3 at a GameStop or EB Games or whatever it was called at the time. And they were playing some videos that you guys had made, I believe, specifically for them. And they were like, Sarge was going over football, like at X's and O's with Griffin Simmons. And I've never been able to see those videos ever again. And I'm trying to see if you guys remember them or if you have them locked away in a vault somewhere.
Yeah, so that was actually the first gig that we got before we even had a licensing deal or partnership with Microsoft for Halo for the show. They hired us immediately to do the kiosks that run at like Target and GameStop, those videos. And the one you're talking about was synced for an NCAA game. And Sarge had the football play up on the screen. And it was like University of X versus O State. There was the joke in that one. But we did, I think, like almost 40 videos they were real short for different stuff. We didn't put them online because we've always kind of abstracted the commercial side of our business from everything else. And especially even back in those days, there was kind of a, making money on a production on the internet just seemed like something you weren't supposed to do for whatever reason, I've always laughed that we have a word for making money on the internet. It's called monetize. Like, how are we going to monetize this content? The word monetize is not used for anything else anywhere. Like, people always say, how are we going to monetize this new candy bar we've made? It's like, it doesn't make any sense. We're going to sell it, And so we have had parts of the business that we haven't put in the forefront. Actually, if you're okay to say that, that's what Joel's main job at the company is. He runs our entire commercial division, and he makes all of our television commercials for a lot of different video games that we do. Spends all of his time doing that. We stole my office to do that, actually.
I deserved it. Really. Yeah, we make some commercials. I don't know. I don't know how to talk about them.
Yeah, I mean, it's like...
Thank you! I hate it's because I'm not going to have a panel. There's no panel on the commercials. No one cares.
Hey, it's Matt Hullum, everybody.
Hey. Matt can answer. Matt, you can answer this question. The question
Once
is...
again, I have upstaged Joel.
It's not hard.
Hey, sorry I'm late, guys. Thanks for having me. If I look a little bit disheveled, you should see Gav.
The awesome thing is Matt left at the exact same time that Kathleen did.
Well, yes, that's right. But you know what happened? Kathleen was being recorded with a normal camera. I was being recorded in slow motion. That's why I just arrived.
You have so many groaners.
It's a time-space differential thing. It's physics. Just don't worry about it. So what are you guys talking about?
Red stuff and blue stuff.
Yeah, we just played the new episode. Your character's dead, by the way. Sorry. Sorry.
Which one?
Sorry, I had to
The
find out,
suspense.
we're combining Doc and Sarge into one character. His name is going to be Darge. Hey.
We found out a lot about the AI the past 2 seasons, but we didn't find out what Edda and Iota were, like what their traits were, and I was wondering if we could find out.
Yeah, at that point we were moving quickly in the story. I know we had it written, and I know we had it layered into some of the fiction, some of the visual effects fiction, like some of the on-screen that's labeled on there. I never know like if it made the cut though or not. I'll have to go back and look at that, but it's written in there. You know, sometimes if it's something major, we might not commit to putting it on screen even though we've written it, just because there might be a better way to reveal it later. But I know we have it. If you want to go back and look at some of the on-screen displays, it actually might be in there because it was in some of the earlier versions of it. I should know off the top of my head if it's in there or not, but I'm not sure. Kathleen or Matt, you guys might know. Yeah.
I remember, Bernie, you telling me one time that Edda makes you really hungry.
Yeah, yes, that's it.
And you can eat a lot. And
That was draft 1.
Yeah, draft 1.
And Iota was self-loathing. They go hand in. They go.
It's the shame eating.
Here.
All right, guys. Thank you. I've been with you guys since season 1, episode 1.
Thank you very much.
You guys are awesome. You've inspired me and my friends to actually name our dogs after your characters. I know it's horrible, you know, dogs, but we.
I want to start a Tumblr with that.
No, you
like
could.
animals
Yeah.
named after red
Yeah.
versus blue characters. Can somebody get on that?
Yeah, I'll work on that later.
Actually, it makes it sound a little bit weird. It sounds like you and your friends own a bunch of dogs together, which is kind of a weird arrangement.
No, we have 4 total. We have Sarge, Tex, Griff, and my current dog, Caboose. And Caboose is the one
That's
who's
awesome.
always last.
Yeah, Caboose is a cat.
Is he in charge of the artillery rounds?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What?
Sorry.
Is he the dog in charge of the artillery rounds?
Sure. Yeah.
Hey guys, Yo Mary, who plays Sheila Tank, is here. She had something she wanted to say.
Yeah, speaking of naming things after our characters, I'm trying to start an album on Facebook. So if you've named anything Sheila, please send it to my Facebook page, because I do want to have an album, and I've got like a jet ski and a truck and a laptop and all kinds of fun things. Sweet. Yeah, if you named her Phyllis as well, please. You know, even Yo Mary, yeah, that works.
My girlfriend named her car Sheila, just so you know.
You should be the voice of every single navigation system.
Yes,
Can you be the new Siri?
What?
Can we play Siri with Sheila?
What? I mean, that has to happen, right?
So just hearing the pets named after red versus blue characters. I was at a party one time. It was a kid's birthday party, and the kid was turning 10. And there was it was a range. It was like 13 to 9-year-olds. And I'm outside, and you know, I remember being a kid. I was into Star Wars, so you know, and Battlestar Galactica. So my friends, we'd go out and play and be like, oh, I'm Starbuck, I'm Boomer, I'm Apollo, whatever, and you do that or play Star Wars. And I went outside, and these kids were playing red versus blue. And they were like, "Oh, I'm going to be Sarge," and then
How do you play red versus blue? Isn't that just standing and talking?
Right. I don't know what
Aren't
the
they
heck,
just standing
I don't
and
know what the heck they were doing. And one kid was like, we had to be Caboose because he ran the artillery or something. I don't know. And then I made the mistake of saying, "Oh, you guys are playing red versus blue. That's cool. Like, you know, I'm the voice of Agent Washington." And they looked at me like I was a liar. Just like, yeah, whatever, old man.
The kid playing Griff had a mouthful of cake, like, what up?
All right, once again, thank you for an amazing... This is my first time at RTX, so I want to thank you guys for putting this on, and hopefully it's going to go on at least as long as Comic-Con. I had a question regarding character dynamics. I know you guys are kind of tight in real life, or at least a few of you. And I was wondering if working together ever kind of put a strain on that.
We're not friends.
Well, I was more talking
hate
about Gus
Monty.
and Bernie, not really Joel, because I know that no. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what the relationship is like between all of us, basically?
Yeah, like, do you find that doing this kind of puts a strain on your friendships, or does it really kind of strengthen the bond, or how does that kind of work out from season to season?
I
as it
don't really
grows?
think the work puts a strain on the friendships. I think the friends put a strain on the friendship. And seeing each other every day.
Do you know what it's like if you go to the DMV? Imagine going to the DMV, but it's 10 years long.
You ever
Welcome to the group, Miles.
It's like, have you ever met anybody that you used to know like 10 years ago, and you go, oh man, it's so great to see you, we should hang out, and then you hang out, and like 5 minutes you're like, oh right. So that's every day by 10:30 for us.
Howdy, guys. A couple of really quick things. I got a bit more of an assertive, aggressive thank you, but Bernie, you've mentioned multiple times that as long as people keep liking it, you'll keep making it as far as Red versus Blue goes. Because I am a presumptuous jerk, I will say that I speak for everybody in this room and say that, good sir, you've got it backwards. We'll keep watching it as long as you keep making it.
I kill off everybody this season. I'm really sorry.
Really quick for you, Mary, you might find this really funny. You said you're talking about naming things Sheila. I play a Warhammer RP, and I've built 3 ships. The biggest one I've named the computer Sheila, the smaller one I've named Phyllis, and the last one I've named Taletha, based on Full Metal Panic. But here's my question. Bertie, it's been about 7 years. Will you please describe explain Yellow Church, please?
So you load church and you move the color to yellow. Dit, dit, dit. It's like to the left. But those 2 colors in between is a horrible process. You know, with things on plot for Red vs. Blue or bits and things, it's and I thought season 5 we showed a version of Yellow Church and where he came from. Yeah, it's like I always, you know, for anything that's plot-wise, we don't want to talk about it in a panel because you'd rather see it on screen than have us yak about it.
We really refer to that guy as Coward Church. See, I was trying to make jokes with colors. Monty and I planned that together.
Don't rope Monty into your joke.
Monty's over there like, I don't even work on this show anymore.
My question is for Miles. What was it like learning and working with some of your idols in the first couple months, and what was something that you learned from them?
Idols.
Idols is a bit presumptuous.
What was it like working with your idol? What was the glow from our halos like when you first came into the office?
Yeah,
Once the stars were out of your eyes, Miles, what was that like?
It's weird. Because it's strange when you've seen somebody online for a while and then you meet them in person for the first time and then they all like stare at you while you hold the microphone. It's weird. But no, I mean, it was really cool. Everybody, shut up, get out of there. It was cool. I will say, every time I have to go to ask Jeff for recording, I'm always really nervous. And it's just Jeff. I don't care about you guys. It's just Jeff. Because Jeff is always running around like, oh, we gotta do a Minecraft Let's Play, we gotta do GTA, we gotta do all this stuff. He's got a million things going on in his life, and they always close the door whenever they're doing a Let's Play. It's super important, and every time I have a Griff line, it's just, hey, Jeff, gonna do a little bit of Griff, if you could just, that would be great. Okay, thanks, bye. Like, I'm so nervous going up to him. I don't know why, the dude just seems super busy. But probably because he is. But no, it's been a lot of fun, and everybody's super nice. I was telling Monty the other day, the first time I saw him was in the studio. I was painting the green screen, and it was just him and Griffin. And I was just really scared the entire time. I was like, oh man, if I fuck this up, I'm done. This is it. It's game over. But now we're all friends and we hold hands and it's great.
So the thing about Miles is, I think, because he came into the show later as a fan, is as an actor in the recording booth, Miles does the best impersonation of all the rest of the cast. So when he reads with me, he'll read in the voices of the other characters. The other guys are like, screw that noise. I'll just feed you the lines. But he does a great Caboose. He does a great Sarge.
Joel, what are you doing? I don't know if I can. I lost my voice. I don't know if I can do it.
What does Sarge sound like? Okay, Sarge at a car dealership ordering a chicken sandwich. Go.
I'd like a fried chicken sandwich with a bit of a Creole seasoning and a bunch of lug nuts.
Matt, you're the car dealer. Go.
I'm not going to place that order.
Hey, boss, how you doing?
It's not very good. My voice is crap today. And it's weird. Shannon was out of town, but we had to try and get ahead on some machinima because our schedule's ridiculous. So I did temp lines for you the other day, and it's not a voice. It's Tucker. Whenever we're doing voices together, I always have really weird inflections.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all it is.
Wash is, at this point, he's nothing. It's just my voice with attitude.
It's just Shannon saying saying character names really condescendingly. Caboose. Sarge. Griff.
It's the easiest job in the world.
Thanks for the question.
Hey, so a lot of times when people are recording something that's really funny, they have to record it multiple times because they laugh over it. And Red Rose Blue is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. And so I was wondering what scenes you guys have had to record the most because you were laughing too much in the recording booth.
Any scene with Matt. Matt will go on forever if you give him an opportunity to ad-lib.
Yeah, but that's you laughing from outside, not me.
No,
in the recording booth.
No.
We went on for like 2 hours the other day with the.
Griff, I asked you to give me an erection, not to stiff me.
So glad Donut's not here. No, that was actually an ad-lib that Matt did, and I thought it was really funny. So because he'd been doing a bunch of them, he was like, "Oh man, a wall jug. We should do something with a penis." We're like, "Okay, sure, that makes sense." So he said that, and I was like, hold on, I got to write that down. So we remember to record it, machinimate, and all that stuff, which was a huge mistake on my part, because then that just gave him more time to think, okay, what other dick jokes can I do while this guy's doing it? And we went on for another 10 minutes. And then we go into later lines, and you go, hold on, wait, can we just go back to the dick thing? Okay, I got it.
So the answer to your question is all the scenes with dicks in them.
Yes, pretty much.
Are the hardest.
God damn it. Good job, Joel.
Shannon and I are admiring Joel's tiniest mic drop in the world. It was literally this. He goes, are the hardest.
It's 9 in the morning. Well, on the other panel, it's
time
like
has
later.
gone backwards.
That was incredible, Joel. You have to own it.
What's up, guys? I'm a huge fan, and actually, one of my favorite episodes, the funniest things I find, are actually in the PSAs. And I was just curious, what are your favorite PSAs in Red versus Blue?
That's the first question I've ever actually had an answer to. One of these panels. You know the tattoo one you did like one of the first ones where it was for tattoos, anti-tattoos. I thought that one was really funny.
What was it? Counterpoint? No, but it was counterpoint. It got descended to that. Yeah, that was one of the very first, I think it was the second PSA we did, right? Or the third one, maybe.
I went out and got a tattoo.
My favorite is still probably real life versus the internet. The way that things are different.
Hate the bands that you like.
So I really like that one a lot.
Not to make more comparisons, but that one's my favorite too.
I like the tattoo one a lot too, because the line, "You're just as much as an idiot now, it's just going to take you 10 more years to realize it," is something I apply every day.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Hi. My question is, with all the crap that the freelancers went through, was there any particular reason why they kept using their state names after Project Freelancer collapsed?
Washington's a cool name.
They use their names occasionally with each other. They do, and it's more of a narrative device to escalate the relationship between the characters. When they use the real names, it's a different conversation. Does that make sense? Like whenever we use Sarge's real name, it's like a totally different tone for the conversation. I'm just kidding. We've never used Sarge's real name. You know, so it's like that's why we do it. So it's a way of like, you know, Red vs. Blue is essentially, back in the early days, is 8 characters that all look exactly the same. They're just different colors. So you have to really construct those relationships. That's the heart and soul of Red vs. Blue, is the relationship between the characters. And you only have 5 to 8 minutes sometimes to get this stuff through. So sometimes you need stuff like saying someone's first name, and that kind of draws the viewer in. So that's the narrative reason for we do it. Plot-wise, you know, there's some of them that we don't know their names, you know, or they want to still hide behind that if they can. And you know, you can always layer more in, but after a while, it's like, why wouldn't Agent Washington just take on another name, like some other kind of pseudonym? But then he's got 3 names, and you know, you have to be able to watch this stuff at the end of the day.
Hey, this is a question for all of you. What is your single favorite moment from the entire Red vs. Blue series?
Jesus. As much as I really like the Tex versus the Reds and Blues episode in season 8, it's one of my favorite moments. I think it is. It's great. That was such a beautiful combination of, because like when the action got introduced, there really was kind of a split in the fan base between the people that wanted the action freelancer stuff and the people that wanted dick jokes. So that was, I think, the most beautiful like merge of those two like fan bases. It's dick jokes and incredible action. But my favorite moment is still Church's final monologue at the end of season 5, explaining why you should hate people. Don't just do it because you're told to. Do it because you hate them and you see them every day and they're all a bunch of goddamn douchebags. That's the best moment. That's the best moment. It's a good message and it's funny.
I think my favorite moment is it mostly has to do with the reveal of like coming into the offices and seeing the footage before the episode came up. But the moment in season 8 when Wash gets hit by the warthog, and then the animation goes in, and his hand comes up. When they showed it to me, I was just, "What? How are you doing this?" Because I didn't know they were animating stuff, and Monty was on board. So that whole sequence with the warthog crashing into Wash is one of my favorites. Is my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, there was a moment where we filmed the audience at the Alamo for when we had that reveal, and we had the camera on the front row, like raking down for that moment where it broke through the wall, and seeing the fans' reaction.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
Well, it was like being John Malkovich, because they all looked just like me in the office, just going, "Oh, what is happening?"
I was wishing I could be in people's homes to see the final reveal when the director takes his glasses off and he looks up and he's got the same color eyes, and then everybody realized, oh, I know who Caroline is. So I was really excited about that. You guys know who Caroline is?
A bunch of people in the audience just went, oh, my God.
You guys are slow. Yeah, a lot of the animation stuff's really fun, but I like the season 8, episode 10 one the most because it's the most limited I had to be, which meant it was more about character, which was a great opportunity.
I think my favorite couple of moments would have been, they're jokes actually. The first one would be Chupa Thingy. And then the second one would be when Agent Washington is about to set off the EMP and the AI says, "Emp," and then Washington reacts.
You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Whatever, I can't remember exactly what he says, but yeah.
I mean, those are my favorite moments.
I haven't seen any of the show yet. I hear it's good, but if somebody could recommend it, no. It's funny how like you're working on the show for so long, some of the moments merge together, and I felt bad yesterday because I was doing a signing and somebody asked me, "Hey, can you say the toe hooks line?" And I was like, "God, what was that toe hooks line?" And it's like I blanked. I'm like, "You see these 2 toe hooks? They look like tusks, right?" It's like that's like ingrained in me somewhere. But there's been so many like classic moments I think for all of us that just over the years they kind of like meld together and into this awesome just soup of happy memories, you know. Yep. So, I guess probably the best moments have been the ones where we've been in front of an audience and been able to surprise them and experience the audience's reaction for the first time, like we were talking about the breaking through the wall at the Alamo. When we did the season 1 screening at the Lincoln Center and had the season 2 premiere there, that was incredible because the audience was was laughing at every single joke for season 1, and that was the first time we'd ever heard that. It was like, oh, people really, they get all the jokes. This is great. And then season two, first episode, we were so nervous because nobody knew any of the jokes, and they were listening very intently and very, very sincerely and quietly to hear all the lines. And we thought, oh man, first episode of season 2 is a dud. Yep. It's terrible because they're not laughing. But then everybody came up later and was like, we loved it. And
we showed it again. We played it again and again.
Yeah, and then so people could process all the jokes. But it's those moments. We've had so many of those, and they've all been enabled by you guys. So thanks.
Yeah. I have to go to help the gauntlet, but I just wanted to say one. I know you guys. I've talked about the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and they're here, but I just wanted to give you the information, since I got everybody in the room, that if you do text to the number 50555 the word wish, it'll automatically donate $5 to that foundation. So we're trying to get somebody a child's wish granted. So again, it's 50555, and then put in the subject wish. So thanks, guys. I'll see you guys out on the floor.
I gotta go too.
See you, Kathleen. Seriously, Make-A-Wish is awesome. So we are running a little long already. I think we have time for maybe 2 more questions.
Yeah,
sorry, guys.
Late, so.
Let's see who's next.
Where are we? Which side? This side?
Hello.
Hi.
Bernie, a year ago, I toured your office and you said you collected crazy socks. Do you still do that?
Yep.
I've been meaning to email these to you for a long time, and I always forget.
Email me socks?
Yes.
You need to catch up on technology, Bernie. It's the future.
World's worst attachment.
Do you want these socks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Email them to me, I guess.
Has he been wearing them?
They taste just like that tequila. It's
is that? I don't even know what I'm wearing today. Oh, these are good ones. These are my shark socks. Rawr. So.
We plan on having a puppet show later, and
Joel will be playing all the voices. Yeah, sure. You can catch me at the panel. Thanks, man. And then last question. Big responsibility. Last question. Yeah, this is, by the way, I want to thank you all. These were great questions, actually.
Yes,
yeah, it was
thank you.
Nobody licked the mic or anything.
No pressure.
So don't fuck it up.
No pressure.
All right, so I have 2 questions. Bernie, you mentioned that Joel likes to do a lot of ad-lib. I was wondering, the current, present time Caboose, how much of him is focused around your initial characterization of Caboose and the ad-lib that Joel's done? Because I've heard of shows that have they were gonna have a character for a season, and then they realize, oh, this guy's really funny and he does some cool stuff. You know what? We'll just have you in there. You can ad-lib most of it.
Well, Caboose wasn't originally female, right? So that
well,
was a
he
big
still
ad-lib.
is, right? That's a spoiler for season 14. The truth of the matter is,
the good parts of me.
Not a lot going on there. So your question is probably a multiple of 10 more insightful than what's going on with the character.
You just write a regular line, and then you take out all the verbs and add deet, 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 deet. And then
rock solid formula.
Right. Joel had the best interpretation of Caboose that I absolutely loved. I think he said it season 4 to me. He said, I approach Caboose, that Caboose knows he's the only one who knows they're in a video game.
He's the only guy who knows he's in a video game, and he talks to all the other characters like they're house pets.
Yeah, that's my interpretation of Caboose that I like, is that when I write Caboose, I write that he's the only human and all the other people are cats, and he's talking to cats. That's what it is. Hey, So,
we're gonna do one episode where it's from his point of view, and it's all just gonna be balls of yarn bouncing up and down.
I think it's impossible to figure that stuff. It's always meet in the middle, and we've had arguments over who made Caboose stupider. That's been a big ongoing
arguments.
Yeah, well, discussions of who was responsible for making Caboose close to being brain dead. So, What was your second question?
I have to leave early because I'm
Oh,
leaving
you're
like half
killing
an hour
it.
after
This is the last question. Go ahead. All right.
I have to leave in like half an hour. My plane leaves, so I'm not gonna be able to be here for the afternoon. And I have Blood Gulch Chronicles here, and Bernie, you're the only one I'm missing to have all the reds and blues. I was wondering if I could get you to sign it.
See, if I say no, it's like we sell a
Well,
ticket
wait.
to RTX 2014, though. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Did you bring any socks?
No, but I can give you mine. I'll go on the sock plane. You know,
Also-
I'll
Hey!
You can just email them later.
You get some socks.
Also, if your plane takes off in half an hour, bud, you're in for a
You're in-
surprise.
yeah,
You're
you-
fine.
I-
Come
I-
on up. Come on up. Hey, thank you all very much for coming out.
Thanks, guys.
Hope you enjoy season 11.
Love you guys.